In this video, I'm going to show you how to make better thumbnails for YouTube by showing you my process for remaking an old thumbnail, creating the thumbnail for this video, and giving you the common mistakes and tips to avoid them. Let's jump right in. As a disclaimer, I'm not an expert graphic designer, but I see this as a positive because the things I'm going to be showing you are attainable. The reason I'm making this video is because the last video I posted for Great Biz Media did not perform well from a click-through rate standpoint. If I bring you into YouTube analytics, I'm currently sorting by click-through rate. And if I scroll to the very bottom, you'll see my most recent video. This is a problem because I'm normally shooting for about a 5% click-through rate. If I hit 5%, I'm happy with the video, I'm happy with the thumbnail, and we'll move on to the next video. But this video not only didn't hit that threshold, it did terrible altogether, and it's the worst click-through rate video that I have. So the solution here is to remake the thumbnail. People just simply aren't clicking on this thumbnail, and I might adjust the title as well. The key to get people to click through to your video is having a thumbnail that is attractive and a title that is clickable. So my first step in the process for creating a thumbnail usually just starts out with some research. So I will search the topic on YouTube, the topic that I am making the video about, and I'll just look at what other people are making in terms of their thumbnails. I will analyze what other people are making and try to make the best decisions based off what thumbnails seem to be performing well. Now, believe it or not, I did do research for the thumbnail that I'm recreating, but sometimes it just doesn't land, and you have to be okay with scrapping an idea that you like or something that you researched and felt was going to be right, because the people are going to tell you what is good and what is not. So this video, obviously, with a 0.8% click-through rate, is not great. I need to remake that thumbnail. So as I'm looking at some of these thumbnails, I actually saw some new results that I didn't see last time. And one that stood out to me was this one here. It's simple, engaging, and it made me want to click through. So I did a little bit more research on my side, on my videos, and I looked at the top performing videos based on click-through rate. And the highest click-through rate videos that I have a large face and only a few words on the screen. Now, this is very similar to this thumbnail. So based on the research that I did of what other channels are doing, and by looking into my own channel, I see that if I put my face a bit larger with only a couple words, then that likely is going to get a higher click-through rate. So I'm going to jump into Photoshop and start redesigning the old thumbnail. So one thing that I like to do when I'm editing in Photoshop is actually make the image a lot smaller, because when people are scrolling on YouTube, it's going to be about this size on their screen. And so if I edit this big, then I might put too many pieces and make it too confusing. And we want to keep it nice and small so that we see what the viewer is going to see. Now with this thumbnail, the few things that I want to change are making my face bigger and actually maybe making some eye contact with the camera, and then removing some of these words. We have 4 words, and I want to bring that down a bit just so at a glance, you know what the video is going to be about. So first things first, I'm going to look for a photo of myself. I have photos from a photo shoot, but if I didn't, then I would just think about what facial expression I wanted to use and then just take a selfie of that on a white background or just a wall background so I could remove the background of the photo. The emotion from my face that I want to convey in this thumbnail is excitement and confidence. So I'm looking for a photo that has both of those elements. I think I might go with this one. I'll make that real big. Again, I'm gonna make my face a bit bigger in this thumbnail. We're gonna remove the background. All right, so I chose my photo and I wanna make sure that I keep it a bit brighter. So I'm going to brighten up the photo of my face so that it has high contrast on the background. I do like all of the dollar signs, so I think we're gonna keep those and just change up how the words are displayed. So I flipped where my face and the text were so that when the little time code in that bottom right corner appears, it doesn't cover any of the words. So I flipped that. I now have the words bigger on the left side. I removed a couple of elements like the 7 and the proven, so that it's more simple. And I want to add one more element, that way when people are scrolling quickly, they know what the video is about. Okay, so I added a little camera so that kind of reinforces the idea that this is for video. You see that big profitable on top. And now I think this thumbnail is just much more clear and catchy than the previous one. As always, we implement and then we test and we see how the click-through rate changes. So if the click-through rate goes up, then that shows that we made a positive change with changing this thumbnail out. So now I'm gonna wait for YouTube to continue to serve this and get impressions and see if the click-through rate changes. And if it doesn't, or if it doesn't have as big of an effect that I would like, then I'll maybe go in and change the title as well. So for this current video that you're watching, I have not made the thumbnail yet as I'm recording this. And normally when creating a video, I wanna have a thumbnail and a title already planned out before I even shoot the video. But I wanted to show you the process of what it looks like if thumbnails maybe aren't your thing or you're not thinking about it as much as you maybe should. So I'm gonna do some research and see what other people's videos similar to this, what the thumbnails are looking like. So I'm gonna go to YouTube and just type in how to make a thumbnail. I'm seeing quick and easy, I'm seeing how to. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great thumbnail. Thumbnails that get views. Okay, that's great. A lot of views on that video. Similar here. So just by looking at what other people are doing, it gives me an idea of maybe what I want to do. I see what videos are getting a lot of views, and that kind of gives me an idea of the type of thumbnail that people are clicking on for this video topic. So the current idea I have is maybe to piggyback a little bit off Mr. Beast. I mean, he's doing pretty well for himself, so we'll look at his thumbnails and see what he is doing. Since Mr. Beast is known for making awesome thumbnails, or at least thumbnails that get tons of clicks with a high click-through rate, I want to use his style for this video since this is a thumbnail video. So what I'm going to do is actually screenshot Mr. Beast's thumbnail. I'm gonna go into Photoshop and put that screenshot in. Now I wanna remove the background of Mr. Beast so I just get him and not all the people behind him. And I wanna add my face on this side of the screen with a similar expression, and I know I have a photo similar to that. I'm gonna place my image and remove the background. And again, I'm gonna brighten up my image and bring in some contrast as well. I'm gonna add some text. Okay, so here's the thumbnail that I have created. I kind of like this. It seems a little bit minimalistic to me. And the goal that I'm really trying to get is people to recognize Mr. Beast and to see the Make Better thumbnail. So when they see this really small, Make Better thumbnails is very visible and they can see Mr. Beast's face and my face. So with any thumbnail, you always have to launch and then see how it performs, see what the click-through rate is. But with this one, I'm feeling confident and I'm going to export. The key takeaways to creating better thumbnails is, first off, not get attached to what you create or what you put out there. The people are gonna tell you what's good, and if they're clicking on it, then you know that it's good. So don't be afraid to go back and change out old videos' thumbnails so that they can potentially get a higher click-through rate and more views. The second thing is to do your research. See what is working, especially in your niche and on your topic. That way you've seen what's working and you can stand out from those competitors. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments and I will respond to every comment for this video. I'll see you on the next video.